Good evening, this is the Oscar Expert here with Brother Rowe. I've been having a good morning. We got two major teaser trailers dropping for a couple films that are premiering at Venice very shortly. The Power of the Dog and Spencer. You know, what I like about both these teasers is that they're like less than a minute and a half long. They show me personally everything I want to know about the movie pretty much. They show me the tone, the cinematography style.
I mean, they show me enough to sell me on the movie, but that doesn't mean I don't want to know more. Like, I want more than 2 lines from Kristen Stewart because I want to see what she's doing. You could tell me the plot or not. It doesn't have any bearing on whether I will see your movie.
Well, we're going to see them at TIFF, so you stay tuned for that review. We'll start with Power of the Dog. The cinematography looks fucking fantastic. Oh my goodness, Jane Campion. She went all out, being like meticulous as hell in crafting this movie. It's giving me like There Will Be Blood aesthetics. And that is the highest of compliments that I can give.
Ari Wegner, who did Zola, looks like she's going to knock it out of the park. I am betting that she will get an Oscar nomination for this film. And I think it looks like it could even win cinematography.
Maybe. There's a lot of big contenders. But yeah. I do think it's a solid bet for her to be the second woman ever nominated in the category. That actually seems like kind of certain. Like, I feel very, very good about Jane Campion and director. I mean, one of the things initially about this project that left me a little bit weary was like, oh, is this going to feel too much like an older stylized film? But it feels very modern in like how it's crafted, I think. So
yeah, it's the kind of Western that There Will Be Blood and No Country for Old Men were. Which is like
we need those.
Dark and deep and psychological. Obviously the trailer didn't reveal a lot, but just based on the atmosphere and the sound design, I don't know if we got Johnny Greenwood's score in there or not, but you kind of just know like what he's going to do with those strings in the Old West. Hopefully we could be looking at one of the best scores of the year. But I mean, I'm just sold on this and I would not take it out of my top 10.
Yeah, I actually put it on for sound after seeing this trailer. It just looks like it's going to have horse hooves, just the general atmosphere. I feel like there's so much thought put into it. Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be fucking insane. He is going to go mad. He's going to go absolutely mad.
We're probably looking at Benedict Cumberbatch in lead actor. I mean, if he goes as nuts as people are saying he will, based on the character in the book, he's got the nomination.
Yeah, and he could even win, honestly. He's going to be that good. He transformed, he went like method apparently, according to one article. It says like he really went hard on the accent, the mannerisms, the way this character walked, really immersed himself into this role.
Kirsten Dunst is going to have an easy time just sliding her way into supporting actress. And she's already at the top of many people's lists for even a win.
Including ours.
She already has a great redemption narrative going on. And I mean, even if she didn't like them, she's probably going to be good enough in this film. She was incredible in Melancholia. She just hasn't been in like an awards film, really.
And a lot of people are like, oh, Kirsten Dunst is going to go lead. Like, this is just something that you're trying to think will happen. But there's no evidence for it. Everyone who's read the book says she's just supporting. And the argument for lead was like, oh, you know, Jane Campion always has like female protagonists. She's going to like bump her up. There's just nothing to support that. Like if you're looking for evidence why she's lead, that's just like a you thing. It's a you problem. She's going to be supporting. And if they campaign her there, they obviously have a better chance of her winning.
Hopefully you don't have to eat your words.
You can't eat words.
You can't fully
be
know
doing that.
When she is competing with Kristen Stewart in lead, it might be a bad idea to put this in lead. Jesse Plemons was not really in this trailer, which, you know, I wanted to see more of him.
We got more of Cody Smith-McPhee, actually. I know Thomasin McKenzie was in it, but judging from this trailer and like the names on the poster, it sounds like she's very small.
Is this enough for an ensemble nomination?
It could be. It's like a small
kind of seems like it's the 4
now.
of those acts, but we'll see. I mean, it was just a really short teaser, so we don't know how many other players we have in here for that award.
You know, I also wonder if this is like a cinematography, art direction contender, probably more art direction, honestly, like There Will Be Blood way. But are there going to be like enough people to put the costumes on? Is kind of my question.
Yeah, you don't always get costumes for Westerns. You really don't.
But we're looking at a lot of
definitely be production design, though. I
mean,
production design. Yeah, production design.
Yeah. I can see an accessibility issue here. Maybe it's a little too dark for voters, but like in terms of just my confidence, just having it at number 1 for now, I think easily this is going to impress critics, and it's got actors. It's got like a major filmmaker, writer, director on it. Technical nominations are bound to happen. I think it's almost a little bit safe.
Yeah, the other thing is that I think it could win director.
I am excited for Johnny Greenwood's score, obviously, and we have another Johnny Greenwood score this year. attached to the other film that
yeah.
we're talking about, Spencer, which is from Pablo Larraín, and it stars Kristen Stewart. The director did Jackie. The film looks like Jackie. It looks like it's doing a Jackie. But that's not a bad thing. I will take it. Jackie was a beautiful looking movie. I loved how intimate that was, and that we're looking to get the same kind of thing here. It's going to be another tragic story centered around a public figure.
Yeah, it really does look like a spiritual sequel to Jackie. Will it be as much of a downer and as like completely depressing as Jackie? I don't know. Will it be as like existential? We don't know that.
Jackie actually had like a 6.7 on IMDb, which is very low. I could see why when I saw the movie. I do like the movie, but it is like, for regular audiences expecting some kind of Oscar bait biopic, you're not going to get that. Probably the same with Spencer. But you are going to get a phenomenal Kristen Stewart performance. I think her Oscar nomination is coming. I think it's just going to happen.
All the Kristen Stewart fans are going to flock to the film, and if it's actually Jackie, they're not going to understand like what to do with it. And then I'm trying to imagine if they actually end up liking it or not, because her performance is going to be absolutely captivating. So they're going to get what they want, but the film might be like very art house.
I have a feeling it's going to be a little more digestible than Jackie.
I kind of do too. I do think there's some Best Picture chances in the cards for this one, because not only do we have Kristen Stewart, who, like, how isn't she in your top 5 at this point? Like, if you've seen the trailer, if you listen to her utter those just two words, and sound so much like Princess Diana, we kind of know it's happening, and people are already like accepting that this is just the way it's going to be. She really does feel like she's embodying Princess Diana.
Some footage of this screened at like CinemaCon, and people have tweeted that Kristen Stewart is going harder than she ever has before, and she's like coming for a nomination. And honestly, she could win. I think she might be like number 1, because I don't really feel great about Lady Gaga at number 1 for that. And Kristen Stewart's doing like everything you need to get an Oscar. I'm not trying to stand for her. I'm just saying she might be the front runner.
I personally haven't seen her do a lot of like accent or transformation stuff. Usually she's just like very raw and real, and you can see a little bit of her personality coming through. In this film, I don't get that impression. I really feel like she is different. What other nominations here?
Well, the score, Johnny Greenwood, could he get double nominated? Could him and Desplat get double nominated this year? That is a good question. The costumes look great. Jackie got nominated.
I was thinking for costumes.
The makeup, they're doing some very subtle makeup work on Kristen Stewart, but I like that she's not like buried and it actually doesn't look like she's wearing it. That's the kind of shit the Oscars will nominate. The cinematography from Claire Mathon, who shot Portrait of a Lady on Fire, I mean, that was one of the highlights of this trailer. It looks absolutely exquisite.
I even think the cinematography could get nominated, so we could even potentially have 2 female cinematographers, which would be amazing, because there's kind of a gross lack of female cinematographers in Hollywood. I think cinematography and production design are nominations that, if it's like Jackie, if it's really odd and inaccessible, it won't reach those. But if it's not, and if it's like a little more award-friendly than Jackie, cinematography and production design are in the cards. Whereas costumes and actress and maybe even makeup, like, I think those will be recognized.
I love the color palette. Even like the washed out look of a lot of these shots is tickling me in a good way. Both these trailers have been fantastic. They're premiering very soon. We might get a lot of trailers soon, just for those festival movies that are like, we got to get out of trailers so that when reviews come out, people will know what the hell we're talking about.
And we'll be reacting to the reviews and updating our Oscar predictions as we go, as they come out of Venice. Perhaps more on like Twitter, because they're going to be coming at us so fast, we're not going to have enough time to like catch up, or like the next day after we make it, there's going to be a new review.
We're also going
to and then it goes right into TIFF. If you want to keep up that, you can follow on Twitter.
I'm pumped about movies this year now. I'm being fed. I'm being absolutely fed.
It's going to be a feast at TIFF.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Did you feel teased?